you join me from a completely desolate Oslo airport. So it's currently Friday night at 10 p.m. and I have just landed in on an inbound flight from Narvik. So if you saw my last video, I travelled the length of Sweden on the Swedish Arctic sleeper train, and I ended my journey in Narvik, which is where I spent the afternoon. And in the evening at 8 p.m. I flew out of Narvik into Oslo. However, I booked it as a connecting flight to London. So I have a ticket checked in all the way to London, meaning technically I don't need to leave Oslo Airport. So I just didn't book any accommodation because I thought, you know what, the budget for this little Scandinavia series was blown on the sleeper train video, guys. And I thought, I don't really think I need a hotel in Oslo because I will only be in it for 5 hours. I walked through the airport, it's completely shut, and I thought any minute now security are going to ask me to leave. Bearing in mind my experience at Narvik Airport was already not very good because I filmed this intro. I've already filmed it once. Let's cut to that. I am currently standing outside of Narvik Airport, and this is a bit of a random one, guys. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, not your average Friday afternoon. Narvik is one of the most northern airports in the entire world, and my mission for tonight is to make it home to the UK. Apart from that is easier said than done, and I actually simply cannot get home tonight, and I was optimistic. I was thinking maybe I can book a flight that connects in Oslo and then get a late flight into London. No, because I've done so many fun things on this trip so far. Why not make one final video of me getting home? So tonight I'm going to be spending the night, hopefully, in Oslo Airport. So like you can see behind me, I'm currently here at Narvik. I have a flight booked to Oslo for 8 p.m. and then a connecting flight first thing in the morning out to London Gatwick. And on these style of videos, I've had a few comments being like, how do you get home? You should document getting home. And after the reason that I don't do that is because when I'm traveling home, that is when I'm like, bloody hell, that's a plane taking off, isn't it? Somewhere over there anyway. But yeah, anyway, often when I'm traveling home, that's when I'm kind of like roughing it, and I'll just get the cheapest mode of transport back home, and it will take as long as it takes. And tonight, that is kind of the vibes. I thought we'd just rough it and sleep on the floor of Oslo Airport because that's a fun thing to do with your Friday evening. Apart from then, the military staff at Narvik Airport told me it's actually illegal to film at that airport because it's a military base. All of the clips that I'd filmed on my phone, they made me stand and delete in front of them. And I felt like I was at school being called into the head teacher's office. So I thought, you know what, Molly, we're just going to restart this video when we get to Oslo because I'm pretty sure this is definitely not a military airport. And then I walked through and it was completely closed up and there was just security guards everywhere. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be asked to leave. However, I found this nice lady security officer and I was like, oh, I've got a ticket checked in like through to London, but it's not until 7 a.m. and she was like, oh, it's fine to stay here. And I was like, thank you so much. Oslo is a beautiful airport. Like, it's actually really modern, really clean, very, very nice. One thing about Scandinavia is they do design really well. Like, everything is so nicely done here. But I can't lie, I've never been in an airport that's shut before. Like, all of the airports I've previously slept on the floor of are like Shanghai, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. They're airports that are 24 hours, they're hubs, they're always open. It's like hustle and bustle. The time zones don't really exist. However, there's still 7 hours until the first flight goes out, so it's actually quite a long time. And I kind of do want to try and get some sleep, so I thought I'd document this process of what it's like to spend an overnight stay in a closed airport as a solo travelling girl. So this is what I'm currently looking at. I found a little quiet corner. I actually found it because the toilets are just down these stairs here. And then over here you can see all of the shops are obviously shut up. There's a couple of staff members like cleaning in this restaurant here because I think it's just closed. The last flight of the night has actually just left, so obviously they're only just closing the departures. I've been doing a little bit of research, and upon googling I found on Reddit apparently there's some like comfy lounge chairs at gate C, so I think I might walk down and see if I can find like a comfy chair because like 6 hours, guys. What am I going to do? This is what we are currently working with. There's just nothing here. It's just completely empty. And it's kind of weird to see an airport like this. Like, it feels a bit illegal. There are a couple of other people dotted around that are obviously doing the same thing as me, but I'm also just getting the funniest looks from all the people that are like closing up all these shops. Okay, so it's gate C that we're looking for. So it's straight down here. Oh, see, I actually can't go through there. That's so annoying because I have to go through customs and I can't go through customs. So I don't think I'm going to make it to gate C because it's signposted for that way. Look. Oh. None of the chairs are looking particularly comfy. Right, am I going to pick this one as my base? I think I maybe am. So I'm whispering because there's nobody about. Like, not one single person. I can't see a single person. Do we think they're going to turn out the lights? Or like they keep the lights on all night? The escalators have gone off. Hello? I guess this is how we're spending the whole night. I've picked these two chairs so that I can like lay down, but I don't even know if I really want to because I don't feel like it feels a bit weird. If there were other people sleeping in this airport, it would feel normal. Person. Oh my God, 2 people.
Attention everyone at Oslo Airport. look after your personal belongings and do not leave any baggage unattended.
Oh my god, look at how rough I look. Is that a joke? The time now is 23:43 and I'm basically debating between staying up until the airport sort of reopens at like 3 a.m. and then kind of trying to go to sleep when there's a few more people around. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why that feels safer to me, but it just kind of does. Okay, there's another guy about to walk past. There's like a few of us. I finished editing my vlog. I'm gonna export it. One thing I will say, really bloody good Wi-Fi. Like, maybe it's just because there's nobody on it, but it's working so well. Maybe I should have just booked a hotel. This plane has just come in and the people came off it. The air bridge is still connected to this plane. I think that might be the last plane in of the night. So maybe that'll be my flight out in the morning, to be honest. That would make sense. Like, if it's just come from London, will it go back to London? I don't know. Alright, so that is the flight that's just landed in from London. So I think I'm just gonna like settle down for the night, because to be fair, on my walk over there I actually saw this other couple and the lady is in a sleeping bag and the sleeping bag's like done up over her face, and I was like, firstly, genius idea. Secondly, I feel like if I was with Tom or if I was with anybody else, I'd feel much more safe doing that, because you could kind of sleep in shifts, which is how we did it when we were in Shanghai airport. Like, we just laid out on the ground and then he slept and then I slept, but there was more people doing that. Here there's nobody doing that. So I think I might just get ready for bed, but it's honestly freezing in here, so I might have to put another jumper on. Luckily I do have one more layer, and I want to take my makeup off as well. Maybe do a little skincare routine, guys. You know what's a slightly humbling experience? Doing your nighttime routine in the airport departures whilst it's closed. That's humbling. Life is about balance, so I say treat yourself to the Charlotte Tilbury magic water, overnight moisturiser, whatever this is, but don't treat yourself to the hotel. You can rough it on the chair, but at least you've got the Charlotte Tilbury face cream. That is the duality of girlhood. Yes to this, no to the bed. Seems fair. I can hear music and I can hear voices, and I'm kind of thinking, is there a party going on that I didn't get an invite to? Shall we go look? Because there's definitely something going on. Through that glass, do you see the people that are sleeping on this bench? My current thing is, where's that music coming from? And this has been my base for the night. That is all my stuff over there. Technically, I guess that's unattended right now. I should probably go back over here. I have genuinely never been in an airport whilst it's like this. Like, I mean, behind me is actually a bit more lively, but if I show you this way, there's literally nobody here. There's maybe like 3 people in the whole airport, and the people at that cafe are baking bread and it smells so good. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel as though the people baking bread having music on at full volume at 2 in the morning, which is what it nearly is now. Is it? Or is it 1 in the morning? I've lost track of time already. Like, a little bit cheeky. A little bit cheeky. Like, does your music need to be on full? Could you have it in your headphones? But then I guess on the flip side, they're working the night shift. They want to listen to their music, whatever. Wow, look at all this room for activity, guys. I could do like cartwheels. Are my intrusive thoughts about to win? No, because what's actually about to happen is I'm going to go and set up camp in my bed for the night, which is behind me. I feel like I've really taken over this gate. This is gate D4 at Oslo Airport, and currently I feel like this is my house. Like, this is where I live. My mum just texted me and she was like, I feel like you're living Tom Hanks's life from the terminal, and I was like, do you know what? True. Apart from one night is more than enough. I don't want to live here, guys. I'm thinking that maybe this is going to be my setup. I don't have a pillow. That is not comfy. That man definitely just thinks I'm talking to myself into my hand, like some covert spy. That's not really any better. I don't really want to put my face on the actual chair, but like, I reckon I could sleep like this. Maybe I'm going to get a t-shirt out to use it as a pillow. Yeah. Here's one I prepared earlier. It's 1:28. I'll keep you updated. Oh, it's 1:29. This is where the headphones are a bit of an issue. You know what though? That's actually not too uncomfortable. Yeah, I can definitely sleep here. I just hope my stuff doesn't get stolen, but who's gonna steal it? There's nobody here. Oh, I'm not looking so fresh. The way that 3:39 feels like an achievement tells you everything you need to know about that, but I think I did just get like an hour of sleep, which honestly is more than I thought I would. Why is my eye like that? My main concern and my biggest issue is I'm so cold that I'm starting to like actually shiver. So I thought, right, time to get up, time to move around, and I'm going to try getting changed, and I want to brush my teeth, and I think I'm going to commit to getting up for the day. But I did fall asleep, so there we go. We've managed to make it through the night. The time is 3:54. The first flight is 5:40, so it's less than 2 hours now. So I would say that people are probably starting to arrive for that flight, because it's to Zurich, so it is international. This is mine here. London Gatwick. Quite a few to go out before mine. Oh, I leave for 2 minutes and these people sit down in what was my bedroom. Wow, can't go anywhere. very spot where I started this video. This is kind of the end of the airport where most of the cafes and stuff are, like the duty free is here, and I think they're just opening that up. It's just turned 4 a.m. It looks like that cafe is just open, and I've sat here because there's plugs here, so I'm just going to plug everything in because where I was just sleeping, I don't think there was plugs. And I think my next best bet really is to try and sleep the whole flight. I'm actually really good at sleeping on an airplane. Why is my eye is giving me away right now. It's like really puffy. This could be a low. I'm sitting on the floor because I need to charge all of my devices, and I couldn't find a plug because where I was just sat, no, the plug didn't work. The floor is freezing cold. I am freezing cold. There's like businessmen arriving at 4 a.m. on a Saturday, and I was like, why are you businessmanning so hard that you have to be in a full suit at 4 a.m. on a Saturday? Just a question that I've got for some of the people walking past me. Anyway, my laptop has decided that now is of course the perfect time to say storage completely full, which means that I am now battling against that, because why would it be easy? It wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be like I could sit on a chair to charge my laptop and use Photoshop without it crashing my entire Mac. Like and subscribe so that I can afford a new laptop. I'm joking, I've been putting this one off for months, guys. I just can't be bothered to like commit to it. It's a big task getting a new laptop, but I really do need to, because look at me right now. To be fair, that wouldn't change the charging situation, but yeah, look at this. All of these people sauntering in with their jolly spirits and their well-rested eyes. Not me. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. So somehow it's now really, really busy in the cafe that I was just sitting opposite, meaning that I actually couldn't get a table on one of the comfy seats. So I'm sitting here, which is so funny to me because I'm like, how have I been here all night and I've still not managed to get a table at the cafe? Anyway, I did manage to get a cinnamon swirl and a coffee, although they're not doing like cappuccinos or lattes or anything, so it's just a black coffee. But that's probably what I need, to be honest. And I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and do some work, but I have also got a prime view of the departure boards, and I doubt you're going to be able to read it from here, but they've just put a gate up for the London flight, so I'm gate F, which actually is that way, and I feel like a bit attached to this side of the airport because this is where I spent all night. Could hardly leave Scandinavia without one more cinnamon swirl. Honestly guys, if you ever come to Norway or any of these countries that I've been in the last few days, you have to try one. So this is my flight here to London Gatwick, and it reckons it's a 7-minute walk, and I think this little symbol means that we have to go through passport control, because obviously only the flights that aren't in Europe have to go through passport control. Everywhere else you don't need to get stamped in or stamped out. And then I'm presuming the one above it means you have to get a little tram. So I don't think I need to get a tram, but I do need to go through passport, so I need to go to gate F, which is over here. All of the girls in Scandinavia are so pretty, and they're always dressed so well. Even at like 5 a.m. in the morning in the airport, tell me why everybody looks like they've stepped straight out of a Pinterest board. Okay, this airport's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was. It goes all the way around here. Didn't explore this in the night, did I? Could have found a comfier bed. Here we go, this is us. All of the passports through border control. That was an unnecessarily complicated border control experience, and it was my own fault. I don't know why I did this, but obviously I haven't been stamped into Norway because I came from Sweden. So the lady was like, how many days have you been here? And I was like, oh, 1, I came in yesterday. And then she was like, where did you come in from? And I said, Stockholm. But I haven't been stamped into Stockholm either because I got the train from Copenhagen, which by the way is the only other stamp in my passport. Like it is, I mean, it's fairly obvious, like I think it's obvious. But the top one there is Copenhagen, and I got that when I arrived on Wednesday. It's now Saturday. And she was like, well, you've not been stamped into Sweden or into Norway. And I was like, oh, because I actually came in by Copenhagen. And then she was like, Copenhagen and Stockholm and Oslo. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, right, okay. And I was like, this is just so unnecessarily complicated, because I know obviously they have to ask you all of these questions, but because I've not come in via like an airport, it just looks confusing. And then I was just thinking, do you know when this didn't happen? Do you know when you didn't get the 3rd degree and you didn't have to get a stamp? Pre-Brexit. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. However, now we have probably about half an hour until the plane starts to board, which is good. I can't actually believe how quickly the night has gone. Like when I got off of the last plane and I was thinking, oh my god, I've got like 9 hours here. Yeah, to be fair, it's been 8 hours and I've only sat for one of them, so I can't even tell you what I've been doing. For a brief second there, I thought I was going to be staying. I thought, oh my god, she's not going to let me out, but all is well.
302 to London Gatwick. All passengers with...
So just like that, I appear to have teleported into King's Cross station. And what actually happened was I got off of the plane, and because I was sat right at the front, I was like row 5 or something, I was first off. So I was like, right, I'm just going to walk through Gatwick so quickly. I was the first at passport control. I was the first down the escalators. I was the first into the baggage carousel area. I didn't even have any baggage, so I could just walk straight out. And I walked to the train station in Gatwick Airport, and I saw that there was a train leaving for King's Cross in like 4 minutes time. And I was like, do you know what? I reckon I can do that. So I threw myself down the escalator, and I was like, right, I'm ready. And I literally got to the platform as the train was pulling in. So genuinely, from the wheels touching down on the tarmac to being on the train, 21 minutes. I don't think that can ever be topped. That was crazy, but that was why there was no footage of it, because I was running, basically. And now I'm here at King's Cross. Also, I literally teleported because I fell asleep before the plane took off, and what woke me up was plane landing. Obviously, I did film a couple of clips in the middle there, like it wasn't a solid sleep, but for the most part, we were delayed on the tarmac for like 40 minutes, so I was asleep during that. Woke up a little bit during the actual like flight. Yeah, touching down on the tarmac here at Gatwick was what woke me up, so it was crazy. So anyway, now I'm here in King's Cross, and I'm on my last leg of the journey, heading back up to Yorkshire. My boyfriend is very kindly picking me up from York, so I don't actually have to go the whole way home, which is really good. But yeah, I've got a train in like 20 minutes. I actually can't believe it. But yeah, all things considered, quite a success. I'm not feeling amazing. Like, I've had about 2.5 hours of sleep. It's definitely doable. If you're watching this video because you're like, could I do that? Yeah, you can. A bit awkward, it's a bit weird, but you can. Anyway, we've got one more leg of the journey.